What's cracking? Let's get this show on the road today. Let's punch you in the throat, get in, get you some good information, and get out. All right? Got it? Good. Let's do it. First of all, the Sony FX2. It's a compact cinema beast we didn't see coming. Supposed to be dropping soon. We're gonna get into that. And it's making the big camera sweat. Because we got some stats, we got some features, we got some things we need to talk about this camera you need to know about before you buy something else. And GoPro is going 8K. But is it too little, too late? Let's be honest, we got to talk about it. And Apple is merging phones and lenses like it's a dating app. They dropping patents. It's a lot of Apple camera patents dropping. We're going to talk about that. And Blackmagic got a 3D shooter for the Vision Pro. And I've showed it. We're going to talk a little bit more about it because I think it's a dope camera that you need to at least know about, okay? We're not saying it's the future. We're not saying it's coming, but we are saying you need to know about it. But first, I got to play this intro. Let's do that real quick.
You're listening to Content and Cash. A FlashFilm Academy podcast. If you want to learn how to take pretty pictures, this is not the place. But if you're ready to make a living by learning the business behind the camera, buckle up because it's time to turn passion into profit with your host, Ty Turner.
What's cracking? Let's get this show on the road. Let's get right to it. First things first, welcome to Content Cash. It is powered by FlashFilmAcademy.com. If you're not a member, you definitely want to consider joining. What's good? It's your boy Ty Turner. I'm back with another episode of Content and Cash, the only show teaching creators how to build a business and not just a portfolio. If you're ready to turn your camera into a client magnet, you're in the right place. But before we jump in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow wherever you watching, wherever you listening, so you don't miss an episode. Let's do that. First things first. Now, let's get into our news of the week, because every week I like to bring you news. Up first, we got the Sony FX2, which is a compact camera. And this is from Tech Radar. They kind of are the ones just kind of spilling these beans for a camera that's dropping soon. But the Sony is dropping the FX2. It's a cinema-focused camera, small enough for solo shooters, but powerful enough for Hollywood. From what we're told, it's a 33 megapixel full frame sensor, built-in ND filters, which I doubt, but we'll see. Dual native ISO, and an upgraded audio engine. From what I hear, it's 32-bit float internal. I think it's Sony's first camera with 32-bit float internal, and it's expected to land later this month, on the 28th. So full frame, FX line, 32-bit float. I'm sure it's going to be 4K, 6K, probably going to be 4K. I don't think it's going to outdo the FX3. It's probably going to be 4K. But again, remember I told you these companies realize Hollywood is not where the money is at. Independent filmmakers is not where the money at. The money is in YouTubers and TikTokers. So you're going to see more stuff, more cameras, more gear for that audience, because for every one director in Hollywood that even have a budget, there's 10 million kids begging for cameras for Christmas so that they can create content. So you just got to think about the business strategy on all of that. You got to think about it. Let's get to the next one. So let's say this also, because I like to give a creator's take. And this Sony is giving Red and Blackmagic kind of the side eye. They're chasing high-end video power in a palm-sized package. So if you're a one-man squad, then you should be fine. There should be more than enough to do what you need to do. All right, next up, let's talk about GoPro, right? Because they got an 8K, supposedly, the GoPro Hero Black 14 edition, supposedly, on our sources, Tech Radar. Tech Radar is their next flagship model, and it's expected to feature 8K video, better low light performance, and a next-gen stabilization. Listen, 8K is flashy, but GoPro's late to the party. Smartphones and drones already beat them to the punch. And if they don't bring the heat with pricing and innovation, this could be kind of their last hoo-ha or hoorah around a space that they invented. And it's kind of sad because they invented this space And they still haven't given us any groundbreaking features since like the GoPro Hero 3, maybe 6. Paul, let's just get off script for a second. Let me just talk about, if there are guys from GoPro that's watching, let's talk about what we want, GoPro. GoPro, we want a 1-inch sensor. Stop with the resolution. We don't give a damn about resolution. Give me 6K, 4K from a sensor that is at least as good as the Osmo Pocket 3, if not better. Because you have the word Pro in your name, you really need to give us a Super 35 or at least a Micro Four Thirds sensor. Add a built-in lens, make it a flat pancake lens, and go for it. Second, we need to kill this distortion. This bubble distortion. Come on, bro. Y'all had 10 years to figure out how to get a flat image out of that lens. I don't know anybody that desire the GoPro look. In fact, I know more people that's trying to fix it than desire it. So we still haven't figured that out yet because other manufacturers have. Next, I want a camera that's fast, that cut on quick. I want really good battery life, and I want upgrade to audio features. I want really good stabilization. I want a camera that don't need a case to go underwater. I want a front-facing screen. I want a thinner design. It don't got to be, give me a bigger flat GoPro, right? To fit on your chest or something, to fit on your, I don't want a small box that stick out. I'd rather have a thinner, larger GoPro. Make it 16:9, but then with a camera, I don't know. Make it half the size of the iPhone. Like chop the iPhone in half. Just imagine if this was a GoPro. Just this right here, just the top part. Right? This was your GoPro. Screen on the back, give me this. Maybe another little front-facing screen. That's it. That's what I need from you, GoPro. If you need to do the multi-lens setup, do the multi-lens setup. Also, make it NDI. I don't want to see another camera that's not NDI. Okay, I'm sorry. Getting off script. That's just me, what I want. I'm just talking. Because I think that if you're not looking to go and innovate in those areas, I don't see a reason why I shouldn't buy Insta or any other company that's out here. The DJI, they're just making better products, GoPro, and I want you guys to win. All right? We'll talk about 360 cameras and what that need to be later, but that's a whole nother thing. Speaking of camera companies and sneaking into industries they're not typically in, let's talk about Apple DSLR iPhone lens adapter patent. Now, last week, I talked about the patent they had to use MagSafe with gimbals. Now they're coming out with patents to add DSLR lenses to iPhones. If you don't think iPhone is knowingly trying to continue to damage the camera market, I don't know what to tell you, because they're more than stepping into that area. I mean, they're giving you what, IMAX approved camera phones? Like, it's coming. It's not coming, it's here. All right. So Apple secured a patent for a device that lets you attach DSLR lenses to your iPhones. It includes image stabilization and AI-powered alignment. Don't know what that means, but I'm sure they got some crazy dope way they're gonna do it. The next iPhone may come with, the ability to just pop on some lenses of choice. Who knows? But I think this is important. We gotta stop treating cell phone and smaller cameras as if they can't be used for pro purposes anymore, because they can. All right. I mean, and it's just, they're more than good enough to create the content that 99% of people are creating and consuming. That's all that matters. So, and if the goal is to have a client that understands it's about the outsource. I mean, let's be real. Look, I've been in this industry, I want to say at least 15 years. The only time somebody's ever asked me about my camera has been when they're DPs or we're hired to film something remotely for another client and they want to match the audio. I mean, match the video. That's it. I've never had a standard client stop me about my camera, unless it was the DJI Osmo Pocket and they were like, wow, that's dope. What is that? So we got to shake the stigma that the camera and the rig matters. It don't. That's just YouTube, guys. So just important that you think about that. Let's get back to the script, because Blackmagic Ursa Cine Immersive camera is a camera we had a chance to see at NAB, and they just kind of still announcing pricing and things like that. It's specifically made to capture content for the Apple Vision Pro headset. It shoots 8K per eye, 3D video. This is dope. And I think that as we move into VR and AR, these cameras and adapters will begin to be more popular, and you'll start to see more editing for it. I know DaVinci Resolve supports it. Final Cut supports it. All the major editing suites support 3D editing as well as spherical editing, 3D spherical editing. They all support it, so you can do it now. It's just not being consumed as much as I think it will in the future. This is a little different than regular 3D because this ain't dying like 3D did. This ain't going nowhere. And they're pushing it for a reason, because it's that much more immersive. And I don't know about you, but by me, there is a lot of pop-up 360-degree bars that got screens so you can sit courtside of a game, but it's really just a 360-degree broadcast that replicates what you can get in your current Meta Quest or whatever you got, whatever you want to call it now, the Meta 3 or whatever. I got a 2. I still use it. Haven't upgraded to the 3. I don't know. I like what I got. I will at some point, but there's bars and different venues that now support this footage where people can go in and watch the game from the sideline. There's a few here in the Dallas area, one in the Grandscape area, and it allow you to view these games or this video in that format. I think those will continue to be a thing, and I think in the next 5 years, you may not be buying a screen, but you may be buying a wraparound screen or projector or headset or whatever to take advantage of this image. That's just me guessing. But they're really pushing it for a reason, and you need to be mindful of it. If you're not doing it, you need to at least be mindful of it. All right. So up next, we're going to break down pricing mistakes that's quietly killing your profits, and how to flip it into a power move your clients will respect. Okay, that's what we're gonna talk about. First things first, we got to talk about, and if you don't know, now you know. I'm gonna plug this with every episode. Is our Capture and Convert kit, available over at FlashFilmAcademy.com. 5 free courses, 2 free ebooks, enough to get you started, to get you going, and give you a taste of what it's like to be a member at FlashFilm Academy. That's loud, I know. My bad. You don't have to enter a credit card to get it. I think that's important. Somebody brought that to my attention. They were happy that they didn't have to enter a credit card to get this. No credit card needed. Go over to FlashFilm Academy. Go check it out. All right. So let's talk about the premium trap, right? And I like to call it the premium trap, but the mistake is thinking premium gear like the FX2 or the 8K GoPro equals premium pay, and it doesn't. I want you to pause, and I want you to stop, because so often you see these TikTokers, these YouTubers, these Instagram show you their gear, and then they say, and a client want a $10 video. You know, I've seen videos where they'll show you all of their gear, and then the client be like, my budget is $1,000, and then they show you an iPhone, and that's what they go with. Or they look at the price of their gear, and they determine that I should be charging a price based off your gear. And I'm going off script for a second, because let me tell you, this is complete BS. This is a 1990 approach to capturing content. It does not work no more. Stop it. Stop using this ideology or method to justify your price, because the client don't give a damn. And let me tell you how they don't give a damn. And I'm gonna flip it on you the way I always flip it on you. Do you care what type of tools your mechanic use? Can you name them? Can you name the company that makes the ice cream machine at McDonald's? You don't know. You don't care. All you know is it don't work. You can't name the tools that the services you currently pay for that they use to solve your problem. So why do you think your client is a photographer or a videographer like you? He don't care. And if he did, he probably wouldn't be hiring you. In fact, a red flag that we teach inside the course, especially on module 1, is clients that ask about camera gear is probably not the client you want. And I'm going to tell you why. Because clients that know about camera gear wanted to solve this problem themselves with their camera skills, and they're not going to pay you what it costs for you to solve it. Mechanics they don't pay a lot to get their stuff fixed. It's the person that say, I don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about this car, man. I just know it's making this noise. Help me. It's not the guy that's coming in and saying, change this, change that. I don't want to, I don't want all of that. Just change the belt. Those are the ones that pay the least. A client that approach you talking camera gear, they're not going to be your high-end clients. That's some insider stuff that you're not going to get other places. Unless they are coming from another studio, another film house, and they're saying, hey, we don't have a guy that's available. Can you go capture this for us over there? We need somebody that's shooting Sonys because everything is an S-Log 2 or S-Log 3. Those are the ones that care, and they care more about your format than your camera. So that's the only time. And this is, look, I'm not talking to you filmmakers. I'm not talking to you people that are trying to get jobs on set. Not talking to you, because your DP, your director will care about what you're bringing if you're a second camera operator. That's not where the money at. Go over there, carry coffees and get donuts until you move up to carry wooden crates. I'm talking about those that are creating businesses to go after companies in your area. They don't care about the gear. Do not try to use your gear to justify your price. Your client don't see value in your gear. A big black camera is the same. They don't know a difference between Canon and Sony, and they don't really know it like that. They don't care to know it like that. And you don't want to educate them on that because they're not there for that. They are there to solve a bigger problem. Remember, nobody wants content. Nobody wakes up and be like, you know what? I want another picture. I want to post on social media today. They want the result of posting that. And if we can focus on the result, we can build value there that'll make our prices what it is and not gear. Okay, a little off script, but I got to make sure I tell you that because these are the things we talk about on the inside, making sure that remember I told you, I'm not here to teach you what to think. I'm here to teach you how to think. So I got to change how you think about value because a lot of people don't understand what value is. And they think value is what they paid, what they spent, what they invested in themselves, as if my experience and my time invested is of value to the client. And that's not the case anymore. That's a 1950, 60 way of thinking, like tenure. Hey, I've been on the job for 50 years. So what? If he come on a job in 2 months and do a better job than you, and you've been here for 50 years, you're out of here. So we got to get out of the idea that tenure and time and service and passion is of value to the client. It's only of value to your mother. She cares. Your spouse, your kids, you. Your client that's looking to buy from you don't give a damn. They care about results. Anyway, back to it. So clients pay for outcomes, not gear. So we want to lead with the value you bring and not the camera you bought. And as a creator, a creator I coached couldn't sell $2,000 red shots. But after reframing the pitch, I helped them the brand to tell customer stories that drive leads. Now he started closing $5,000 deals. So let me just make it make sense. He had a red camera. He couldn't get a $2,000 job because he's walking in the door saying, I'm shooting with red and the quality is great. And they like, cool. What's that got to do with us getting new business? So again, inside the academy, these are things we talk about. I helped him repitch his idea, his pitch, and his brand to help brands tell customer stories that drive leads. You know what that do? That solve the problem of the client needing leads. They don't care about what camera you use to bring them leads. Now he's closing. His minimum jobs are $5,000. And it's just a little tweak like that a lot of you are missing. Y'all ready to go. Y'all got the energy. Y'all want to do it. Y'all passionate. You're missing a strategy. And a lot of energy with no strategy is of no use. Just being real. So let me ask you a question. What one gear purchase you thought would raise your rates, but didn't? I want to know what that is. What did you buy thinking like, yeah, I'm about to use this to double what I'm making, but it didn't really do it? Post that in the comments. I would love to hear it. Coming up for the next segment, we're going to answer a viewer question about pricing tier packages that actually convert. And if you ever heard crickets after sending a quote, you don't want to miss this. All right. Now, segment 3 is a question and answer segment, right? If you got questions, this is where you go. Questions.flashfilmacademy.com. Go there, ask your questions, and we will feature your question on the show every week. Each week, we're going to pull a new question. So this one is, I keep losing clients after I send my pricing. We've heard something similar to this before, but we're going to cover it because I get it a lot. How do I offer packages that convert without underpricing myself? The technical answer is this. And it's something we talk about, we build about. Again, a majority of, we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to anchor high and then guide them down. So this is what we suggest. This is outrageous above it. And then we can have things below it. And we want to label our packages with names, not just prices. So we want to add strategy, not just deliverables. Not just, and that's what a lot of y'all mess up. You get 8 videos and 12 pictures. And that's what your proposal say. My proposal talks about deliverables and what they're going to do for your business. So while they're looking at you and they're saying 200 pictures, they're looking at me and we're talking about imagery that increase engagement so that we can promote the event next year and we can increase people at the event by 20%. Yours just talk about 200 pictures. We're not the same. That's the big difference between, this is why knowledge is so important. Understanding how to present it, just what you've learned in the past 2 minutes will increase your close rate by a percentage. Just that little bit, that little free nugget I just gave you will increase your close rate. And it's just understanding how to approach your client with what you do. And all Flash Film Academy is about understanding how to monetize your talent in a way where others can see the value and they're willing to spend money for your talent. And if we can't monetize our talent and present it in a valuable way for that particular client, we are of no use. And I think a lot of people see themselves and their business and they see their gear and they see their passion and love and the pictures they got and they think they're valuable. And they don't understand why clients ain't calling them but they don't understand that value is subjective. It's subjective. And if you're not cultivating that value for a specific audience, there's no use. You're not going to make it. A rusty car to most people is just that, a rusty car. But what if I tell you it's a 1969 Dodge Charger with good floorboards and the rust is only on the outside fenders? It becomes valuable if you're a car guy. The average person will be like, that's junk. A car guy will say that's valuable. Original VINs, original motor, on the original tires, original paint, you'll be like, let's do it. So you got to understand that if you this idea to go after everybody is the biggest myth in what we do. It's the biggest myth in what we do is that you can just create images and people will want it. If you can't tie value to what you offer, you'll always be dealing with price shoppers because you've offered nothing more valuable than the next guy other than more pictures for a lower price. And if you're competing on price, you're doing it wrong. Let me say it again. If you're competing on price, your business model is completely wrong. It needs to be dismembered and rebuilt from the ground up. If you're price competing, we don't compete on price. We compete on value. I will take a price that's 3 times greater than yours and sell it to the same client that told you no consistently. and consistently close those clients because I've given them more value. Let's break it down. Let's get real dumb with it. If restaurant A got a cheeseburger and a fry for $10 and restaurant B got a Big Mac and a fry for $10, you're going to probably go with the Big Mac. I didn't say the cheeseburger I didn't say it was a single patty. It could look just like the Big Mac. It's just you know the brand Big Mac. They've built the brand around the term Big Mac, so you perceive more value in that because McDonald's has done a great job at telling you how much value you're getting in this particular product that I don't even have to go into detail. Over here with this cheeseburger, now I gotta say, I gotta describe this cheeseburger because there's no marketing behind it. Big Mac has had decades of marketing, so as soon as you hear it, it's value. It's a big burger. This cheeseburger, I didn't even say it was handmade Kobe beef, with an all season patty bun. I didn't even say it. You heard Big Mac and just assume you were getting more because McDonald's have done a great job at instilling the idea of value in their combo meals or in their products. And sometimes you do it by giving it a different name. That's why one place got a Whopper, one place got a Big Mac, one place got a Baconator. Now you know. And it's just how they present it. You got to start thinking of your business that way. All right. So we want to add strategy, not deliverables. We want to price in ranges, not hard numbers. That's another insider thing that we talk about. And if they flinch, it's not the price. It's your framing. You got to remember that. If you do present it and they flinch, it's not a price issue. It's your framing. So let me ask you a question. What are your questions around this? Post them in the comments. Let's talk about it. Or like I said, go to questions.flashfilmacademy.com. I'll post it again because I want to know your questions around pricing because this is where a lot of people fail when it comes to how to present pricing for their work. A lot of times, I'm just going to be real with you. It's lazy thinking. A lot of people are lazy thinkers. They don't flush out an idea. They don't even flush it out and then test it and then reflush it out. Really good businesses have research and development departments that spend millions, if not billions, in research and development. You haven't researched and developed anything. You just figure there's people out there that need pictures. I'm going to find them and sell to them. And we don't live in that world anymore. Sorry, not sorry. It just takes a little more to be successful, and lazy thinking won't get you there. That's why we have a community so we can bounce ideas off of each other to flush out these plans and these ideas because you need to know what's working for John over in Idaho. You need to know what's working for Marcus in New Mexico. You need to know what's working for these guys and what's not working so that we can take years off how long it take you to be successful. When everybody's learning off the same blueprint and they're testing things and they're coming back saying this worked, that don't work, this worked, and you're all on the same blueprint, then it's easy for you to have success because you can say, hey, he's in this niche that I'm in. He doing this in California and he blowing up. Let me try this over here where I'm at in New York and let's see if I can have the same success, or let me tweak it so I can get a New York version. So I think it's real important that you think like that. If you're not serious, I'm not talking to you. If you're not serious, if you're not trying to do this, because you can do this for a living, it's easier than you think to do this for a living. It is easier than you think. You're not going to work 40 hours. You're going to probably work about 10 to 15. And you can do 6 figures doing this. It's not a hard get rich quick pie in the sky. Oh my God, how is he? It's not no, ads of me reading books in front of my Lamborghini. It's not hard to do, y'all. This is not hard. Not today. Not in 2025. It ain't hard to do. But if you don't have the strategy, it seems impossible. But when the steps start appearing and you start walking up them steps, you'll get it. This is not hard to do. It is probably, in my opinion, the easiest way to 6 figures without going to college. And I'm just being honest with you. Like, if you're serious about your ability to create content, if you're serious about understanding the strat, it's not hard to do. It's not hard. It's just that the problem is a lot of people waste so much time because there's so much fluff and people feel like I'm just going to get it off YouTube. And they get bits and pieces from everywhere. and they don't know what order to put it in. They don't know how to do what, and they get confused going in this rat race circle where they're stuck in the free area. That's what I call it, the free area. Because YouTube, and this is me included, we'll give you the ingredients, but we're not going to give you the recipe. Recipe is behind the paywall. It's for serious people. You know why? Because I don't want a bunch of half-ass messing up in my way while I try to go get business with half the recipe. BSing. Because they don't invest in themselves. They don't care enough to really want to learn it. They gonna mess up the industry. I'm not investing in you if you don't invest in you. Straight up. Nobody of value will. And that's a lesson that a lot of people have yet to learn in life. Don't expect others to save you. Others won't invest in you if you don't invest in you. When you go to investors, they want to know that you spent your last penny on this. You know why? Because it tells them you believe in it. If you come to them with an idea and you haven't use all of your resources to achieve it, why should they invest theirs? You don't believe in it enough. Because if you did, you would have jumped off the building and you would have dove in. You would have worried about how you're going to land later. They want to invest in companies that is that passionate about what they have. They don't want to invest in companies that's, I spent a little bit on it. You didn't believe in it then. Because if you thought that was your ticket to print money, you would sell, mortgage, and do everything you can to get this money printer running. Period. Put your money where your mouth is. Everybody on YouTube is giving the ingredients. When you're ready for the recipe, you come see us at FlashFilm Academy. We'll show you where to order them ingredients go in, how you should be applying them. You can eat all the pound cakes in the world. There's nothing you can do to determine the temperature the oven needs to go on unless you learn how to bake a cake. Tasting it will never tell you what it takes to make it. And a lot of people think they can just eyeball it and replicate it. You know how many people I see replicate my website thinking they're doing something and they're not getting success because it has nothing to do with them? You know how many people I've seen replicate my portfolio, my video portfolio, my demo reel? I've seen people who literally have copied my demo reel, got a different voice actor, and made their clips just like my clips. Okay, we're going to start with a car. Now we're going to fade to the city. I've literally seen hundreds of you who have done this. And then they go back and say, FlashFilm Academy don't work. Not when you're copying me, because what works for me won't work for you. What works in my area won't work in your area. What works in my county won't work in your county. What works in my country won't work in your country. How about you come on the inside and understand what works so that you can apply it to what you're doing so that you can see success based off your skill set. Copying me won't get you paid. I see it all the time. Anyway, so again, if you're still guessing on what clients really want from your content, I got something for you. And again, I talked about it before. It's the Capture and Convert Kit. Go get it. If you're watching this and you haven't at least done that, go get it. It's free. All right. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me today. We cover some heavy hitters from Sony. Their compact camera that's dropping on the 28th. We may talk about it because it's a little bit over a week. And you know, we're going to make sure we keep y'all up to date. All right. So stop letting cinema gear control your business. It shouldn't control your price. Stop letting your gear write checks your business can't cash. The most important part. Stop it. All right. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that follow button. And we got brand new heat every week. All right. So the goal is to continue to drive your business, and so you can grow and you can make money and you can do this for a living. If you really about that life, you're in the right place. As always, every business around you need content. They need it every day. All the businesses around you. Just think about that. Think about that. When you're riding down the street, look out the window and think about that. The question I want you to ask yourself is, why aren't they hiring you? Why aren't they hiring you? When you're ready to answer that question, go ahead and join FlashFilm Academy. Let me see if I can post it on the screen so y'all can go ahead and join it. And, you know, we can go from there. Make sure you go ahead and join it so you know, be a part of the team. We're going to talk about it every week. Every week, I'm going to give you some nuggets. Every week, I'm going to tell you about why you should join. because we have great conversations on the inside that fuel these podcasts. All right. With that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video.